With your nation, good to see you. I've been drinking for 2 weeks. It's been a tough 2 weeks.
You've been driven to drink. Is this pandemic season got you drinking?
Man.
Speaking of drinking, are you going to pass that for me so I can partake in something here?
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
He's got excruciating.
Yeah, I need to medicate.
And different kind of medicative snacks.
He needs to liquidate. I need to medicate.
Raider Fan Radio exclusive.
Good to see you all again. Show 2. Sorry we've been away for a while, but we're trying to tighten everything up when it relates to the show and our return back to doing this thing that we've been doing for many years since 2002. So, just stick and stay with us, like and subscribe below, and, give us some love because we're the veterans of this game, the originals. Also, make sure you check us out at all of our spots where you can hit us at Facebook, of course. And
that's Raider Fan Radio Oakland.
Right, Raider Fan Radio Oakland at Yahoo. You can also hit us there. Raider Fan Radio at Yahoo.
Now you decided to keep you decided because you're the king of the Facebook page.
Oh, man.
The master webmaster.
Oh, man.
To stick with the name Oakland, traditional, keep the name, always remember where you came from.
Right? You got to do that. Plus, we have how many fans on Raider Fan Radio Oakland that will be looking for us and have stayed in contact with us.
And have been.
Yeah, keeping, definitely a shout out to all the Facebook.
All of you out there, the South Shield, Candy Padilla, Art Padilla.
Yes.
Yeah, Radar Art's been contacting me, man.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. We've been doing this for 20 years. We've been seeing little kids, coming to all our shows, and now they're like grown-ups, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see this new generation. Black Hole Bastard contacted me today.
Well, right on,
Bastard. Yeah, so he's back. So it's really great to see all our old friends for all these years. They remember us, and we love it, and we're just glad that we are all kind of getting back together, getting the band back together, and we're going to have some fun here.
The mainstays of the Raider Nation citizenry checking in. We appreciate that. All of you new viewers that have been checking in, thank you for giving us those views that you've been giving us and liking what we do. And we're going to be bringing you more content. Like I said, we're tightening everything up, getting a little more focused on how we're going to do all this, broaden it out more. Of course, hopefully we'll have Mutt appearing too with his segments, doing his thing, Raider Rob's Rants. So we'll be doing all that. So make sure you stick and stay. Also, just a little disclaimer, we're not Raider Fan Radio with the guy Murph the Fraud.
He's Raiders Fan Radio. He's
doing S to try to trade you from what it is. But, April 12th, 2002. Okay, yes. We're the originals. We go way back before podcasting. Y'all you new booty motherfuckers. Y'all are new, man.
Yeah, what are you mad at?
You don't know shit about the Raiders most of the time. And you're on your fucking shows, you're talking about other shit. You're not even talking about game breakdown, anything like that. So, earn your stripes for a minute, man. Chill. It's here and it's going to be here and you're all going to take over one day and run it, But until then, we're here, motherfucker. All right, the real ones, baby, and we ain't going nowhere. Raider Nation, baby, unfiltered.
This portion of RaiderFanRadio.Vegas is sponsored by the original tribute band to the Oakland Raiders and now the Las Vegas Raiders. That's Raiderhead, that famous tailgate band that would fire you up before each game. You can find their music at youtube.com/Raiderhead. And head is spelled H-E-D. Raiderhead. Check out their latest hit, Viva Las Raiders, right here at this spot or at youtube.com/Raiderhead. Later, Raider.
Now we're 2-2. We got 4 games in the can.
0-2 the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it, too. When I think about it, the first 2 games that we won, we were still kind of in a position where it did go down to the last couple minutes of the game still. In other words, it wasn't over till it was over.
Yeah.
But in the losses that we've endured this past 2 weeks, I felt like by the time the second half came around, even the second quarter, we were pretty much getting beat down and worked over. Last week, of course, by the New England Patriots in New England. And
more importantly, Rob, Robo Man, whatever the fuck his name is, Burkhead. Good night.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, the intensity and what he came out here with that passion that he played with and just that will, to want to win, is something that collectively with our team
Burkhead reminded me a little bit of our old friend Marv Hubbard.
Yes.
Just a battering ram, relentless.
Classic Raider, Googling.
By the way, here we are now praising other players, so you know that's how things have been going.
And a Patriot, too, that's hard for me to do.
Exactly.
I mean, but they look good against us because we keep bowing down, which is not Raider football. If you cut out that dink and dunk shit that you've been doing and insisting on doing Niner football, that's what that is. That West Coast offense is Niner football. And really learn how to adjust and do, again, Al Davis football. It just doesn't seem like there is a will to change. After 17 years, it's still the same thing over and over again. And teams expect it, they look for it, and they dominate us. And we should be dominating them.
It's predictable and it's boring. And, you know, as I'm going to have, the show titled this week, it's time for an attitude adjustment in the desert, man. Back to what Stone was saying. Yeah, New England.
Well, like I said, we endured the loss to New England. Our defense, I know we're going to cast blame all over the place. There's a lot to talk about. But for me, I know for all of you that have been watching Raider Fan Radio now for the past 20 years, every single draft, I always want a defender. I want the best linebacker. Right. I want the best defensive tackle, especially. I've seen guys like Star Lotulelei and what was the guy that was with the Ravens for so long? Haloti Nada. Remember when guys
Taco Charlton,
guys like those
from Michigan, I wanted a couple.
They were coming out of college. You were like, oh man, we need guys like that, man. We get in the middle of our line. We've got big guys, but we don't have mean, fierce, tenacious fighters out the defensive line. We don't have any intimidators.
That's what I mean by attitude.
Intimidators, exactly.
And for years, Stef, you've talked about sinister defense.
Exactly.
Again, attitude adjustment is what I'm calling it this week. There's got to be a want and a desire and a attitude and a feeling inside of 1475 Raider Way, where everyone comes to work every day looking forward to getting on the field Sunday and kicking somebody's ass, being physical, being aggressive. I've been screaming, being aggressive. I'm watching the games and I'm texting 2 or 3 different people at the same time. And I keep talking about aggression. And whenever we are aggressive, whenever you see what you saw towards the end of the game yesterday against the Bills, it works. Whenever we take shots over the top, primarily they work. It's settling back into, and, I understand, why Gruden's limited. And we can go back and forth with that. And a lot of you Raider fans have got your preference at quarterback. You like Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, I've been watching since a junior in Wyoming. And you know what he is? He's a killer. He's a killer. Did you see him? He wanted to hurt us. He kept throwing.
He was determined.
And along with Sean McDermott.
He got hurt, got taken out of the game, came right back.
Along with Sean McDermott, the coach. This is the attitude we've been screaming about that we've been wanting to see with this team for years. This team has an attitude that when I've got you in the ropes or I've got you floundering, I'm going to stick you. I'm going to kill you. I'm looking to break your will. And that happened to us.
Yeah.
We're down 17 a couple of times, during the third and fourth quarter. That's a blowout, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter who you want to put the blame on, a lot of people want to put it on Gruden, the play calling, all that was questionable. But Carr, man, has no killer instinct.
Well, if you're looking at this game in particular, the Bills game, we're going to break that down.
That is the game we're looking at.
All right. Well, what I've noticed consistently with Mr. Carr is that he likes to run to the sideline for a one-on-one before he has to make a decision. I mean, did you ever see Jim Plunkett do that? You ever see Snake run to the sideline and talk to the coach to see what he thought before he...
Well, did you see Jared Allen do that?
No, you didn't, but you got to take a
Second-year man.
You got to make a business decision out there. It has to be all you.
Second-year man,
Josh Allen.
Competent Josh Allen. Second-year man, confident.
Yeah.
Focused.
He looks like he's 15.
Yes.
He's got that young kid, baby face, but he's big, tall, strong, and like you say, he plays with so much heart. And we talked about Buffalo so many times in the past. I mean, they don't have the best history, obviously, but when it comes down to when you do good in Buffalo, then you're the big deal because that's a hard town to play in.
And they're also going back to their culture. What I also liked is that I saw football, the type of football I like, which is, you know, a mix of over the top, a mix of run, but setting the tone, staying with the things that got you to where you were. And when they came out firing at us, they stayed with that. They'd get away from it for a little bit, and then when they started the third quarter, they tried to do a lot of running with Singletary and what have you, some reverses and whatever, and they weren't really working, and they immediately went back to the pass. Immediately went back to spreading the offense and opening it up. And I don't believe Gruden can really do that on our offense because he doesn't have a quarterback that he can trust to go 5 plays, all 5 pass plays in a series or something like that, you know, and get this consistency and rhythm going. We are not getting a rhythm. You know, we don't have a rhythm. The offense is very unbalanced, and we can't run Josh Jacobs' own lead. I mean, you're going to be done with him in 5 years if you keep running him the way you're running.
We already went to the practice squad and already brought in Theo Riddick. You know, we're bringing him.
We ran well. We're
bringing, but the point being is, I mean, and of course you got to have great players in your practice squad. You have to have great players in your depth because you're all about your depth. But yes, you can't just run that horse into the ground every single game because then there's going to be a point where they get so injured that they're going to be out for half the season, like he was last year.
Right.
Like a lot of our DBs and wide receivers right now are. We look at our draft right now. Everything was, we were all praising the 2019 draft that brought us guys like Mad Max and some of those players, Jonathan Abram.
Mm-hmm.
But now here we are with the 2020 draft.
Right.
We already don't have Ruggs now. We already don't have Brian Edwards. We already don't have David Arnett.
Right.
There's a few other guys that escape me right now. But the bottom line is that whole draft class isn't even playing with
you. Got to trust what's out there. And when he did trust Renfro, we went way too long.
I love Renfro.
When he trusted, I always call him the African from Philadelphia, Iguawa or Aguilar.
How do you say his name?
Aguilar.
Who had a breakout game whenever you talk about next man up? Aguilar definitely came and stepped up.
You got to trust these guys. You know, I was going back and forth with a Raider fan yesterday. He was like, you know, you can't trust these guys. They're not the guys. It's like they're signed to the team.
You got to trust everybody.
Someone trusted them. Recruiting trusted them to put them on the team. Exactly. Next man up mentality. And so we got to get more fierce. We got to get more passionate. We got to have more aggression, and we got to attack. You know, and it has to be the mentality on both sides of the field. Jonathan Abrams got to moderate the way that he comes in when he takes these bad angles and he's just flying all over the place. Love the intensity. Love that you want to be a hitter. And that long list of great hitters like Lester Hayes and Willie Brown, Jack Tatum, George Atkinson, Skip Thomas, Charles Woodson. You're in that, Jared Cooper. You're in that realm. But, dude, you've got to learn some technique, man. Okay, or you're not going to be here long. Leading with your head. You know, that one tackle you did when your neck went up alongside the guy's pad, dude, you could have broke your shit.
Right.
You know, so you're going to have to learn to moderate yourselves. And coaching, you know, Gruden made a quote today about Paul Gunther that the defense hasn't been impressive. He needs to see it turned up. It has not been turned up, so that's not a good endorsement for
That's a call out. That's a call out.
That's a call out. And we may have to change that. You know, we may have to change that.
Yeah. We should look to change, and we should look we should be in the future, right? We're in 2020. So although everything looks the way that it does right now, we've got to shift up and look towards the future and start utilizing these players that we have. And yeah, I was thinking about Jonathan Abram and just thinking about Jack. Everybody knows I love Jack Tatum, and just the force and the will that Jack took to every single tackle. And to bring that
pain. But
he could tackle.
Abram's got to work on his tackling. The whole defense has got to work on their tackling. Bottom line,
missed tackles.
Yes, the Raiders have got to tighten things up, man. You guys have got to get a little more focused. And like I said, it's time for an attitude adjustment. What are you playing for? What's your motivation? And, you know, are you out here trying to win? I know you want to win. I know the company line is always that across the board. But internally, what are the Raiders' identity? What are you trying to accomplish each Sunday? Because you've shown that you can win, and you can win in this league. So it's just about next man up, and stop being so predictable, and stop coaching scared, Chucky. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You just saw what can be done in this league, played against you by the Buffalo Bills. It was great football to watch, and I was very impressed by their team, and looked at them to win the AFC East.
Well, we'll be right back in a moment.
This portion of RaiderFanRadio.Vegas is sponsored by Flower Child LLC. Log on at flowerchild.guru. That's flowerchild.guru. For homemade organic bath, body, and healing products aromatherapy candles, intoxicating scents, custom orders, scented art. Free your body and your mind will follow. Subscribe now for specials, new products, discounts, and good vibrations. That's flowerchild.guru, flowerchild.guru.
Yes. Raider fan.
I get so excited when I'm around you.
It's all like that, man. We try to keep it hyped up as much as we can. There's nothing not to be hyped about. We're tip, so it's all good. Stone, what's going on, man?
Well, during this pandemic season, this is basically a public awareness, public announcement, however you want to look at it. It's for the public, for people. For the music industry, for musicians like myself and everybody here at RaiderFanRadio.Vegas. Yeah. So far, the music industry, as most of you probably know by now, has been at the bottom of the food chain as far as openings and bringing back to existence, normality, the way we always have been doing it while all these other things have been going on. And you're able to go shopping, go all these kinds of places, go to the strip, you can go party, do whatever you want. You can protest, you can riot, you can do all kinds of things. But for some reason, you can't set up a drum set and a guitar amp in a bar and jam like we've been doing for the past, since the beginning of electricity and since the beginning of time. So basically, I have noticed that the bars and local taverns here have been opening up here in Vegas, which has been a good sign. Yeah. To me, it's been very slow to the draw, but I'm thankful for it. And since we do have so many musicians out there listening, and not just musicians, but the music industry includes everybody. I mean, we're talking the producers, the promoters, the lighting, the stage, everybody, the door guy, the collection.
We have a lot of Raider fans in those industries.
Of course, absolutely. Because look at all the Raider fans. They're out there with their costumes. This is a very entertainment-driven world we live in. Yeah. So although it's really good to see that finally, and I'm really hopeful and thankful that we are going to start getting back to some of what we've always been doing for all these years. Again, still a little slow. Asking and calling upon all the local governments all over the country to step it up. Think about us. Get these people some of their unemployment that they've been waiting on all this time. A lot of people have been suffering and not being able to pay bills and losing their homes, losing their livelihoods, and losing everything. So it's coming back, but a little too slow. Let's all kick it in the ass right now. I know it's the election season, and there's a lot of political aspects to all this. We need to cut through all that bullshit and get right to what we need to be doing, so we can have fans in the stadium and do what we normally do.
They have protocols, and you stick to those and do what you need to do. But it's so abnormal to live this way. It's so abnormal to live with a mask. And in talking with the doctor today, he said that's the only thing we've got is the mask. And really you're eating a good diet, drinking fresh water, those things, smoking herb, those things that are going to help you deal with stress and keep your body and everything like that. It's so important. But, I have to share this with the nation today. I actually had to have a COVID test.
What?
Because where I was, there was somebody that was exposed to the virus.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I was so upset about that because it's like I guard my health, with my life. I have the kind of life insurance that they give me like AAA because I take care of myself.
Oh, wait a minute, Stef. So the really question is, are you positive or negative?
I was getting around to that. I'm here today because I am negative. But the test freaking hurt, dude. They stick a freaking thing up your nose.
Really?
And twist it.
I heard they could dent your brain and your brain fluid will flow out.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what's wrong with me. I lost some brain fluid. And I need it back.
I know what's wrong with me. I have psychological issues. This has been going on for a long time.
Is the coronavirus helping that?
I probably can't take it anymore. I'm going to check myself into the loony house. I'm not being tested for shit. I know what the fuck's wrong.
I didn't want to. Oh, man. That shit hurt.
Well, speaking of fans and crowds in the entertainment industry, we've all noticed now for the past 4 weeks of actual real NFL football being played that now they've got the new canned fan. You know, like in the old days when they showed I Love Lucy and old TV shows, they had the canned comedy, the canned laugh.
That shit was funny though.
You can find the canned fan on the top shelf next to canned pig feet, okay, canned olives, canned tuna,
Canned crowd.
canned fan.
Canned
You
fan.
can't miss it.
Get your canned fan at RaiderFanRadio.Vegas.
I want to know who gets these jobs to press the boo button or the yay button, the cheer button. And whoever's doing it, and I'm telling you right now, some of these guys aren't even really on point. You know, you got one job. If something goes good, you go yay. If something bad goes bad, you go boo. Whoever's doing the Raider games, I can tell you right now, there'd be a lot more booing going on. That's part of what we saw. Well, you didn't go to a Raider game, fan dude.
My thing for all you conspiracy theorists out there is the thread that's been going on for years of people believing that, you know, social shit is being manipulated. There's social engineering. There's prompts. You know, you're at the applause at a theater. You may not think the guy's funny, but an applause sign comes up and you clap.
The applause.
All that shit. Just this prompting, this continuing, like I said, social engineering that we all are suspicious of. A lot of us that are conscious of what's going on. And this is another manipulation of that, in my opinion. There's no one in the fucking stadium, so we see that on television. Then you're canning this crowd in here that's applauding action that we're watching, where we know there's no one there to have a reaction.
Right.
So who the hell are you trying to manipulate with this shit? You know, that they're at home responding to the crowd and thinking that that's an element of the game that they're watching and seeing isn't, you know, an element of the game. Like, why are you trying to pull that over on folks and that works? I don't get that. You know, and again, like I said, it's more this just, I don't know, playing us for stupid, as y'all continue to fucking do, man. And it's insulting. You know, now I'm getting in the Middle Ages and, you know, heading on up to golden years. But, you know, I don't appreciate it for the younger people because you've already manipulated them enough. You know, but this is just ridiculous. Canned crowd. There's nobody there, man. Nobody's there. We can all see that nobody's there. So
there's nobody there.
Is just fakery. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
you know, and we've been in this fake existence somewhat in America since 2001 after 9/11. This bullshit, this dumbed down, watered down, fake society has been created. Well, there are no fans there.
Maybe the kids
kill the canned fan, man.
You always got to think about the millennials.
The kids aren't watching
They're
that
probably
shit.
okay with
they
it.
Don't know anything.
That's a video game. That's like their fantasy league when they're watching Madden.
It looks like that.
And I knew. We talked about this on Raider Fan Radio back in the early 2000s about it eventually looking like and sounding like a video game. And that's what we've got
Playing
now.
like a video game, sounding like a video game.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the coach's version of Madden? Well, one thing they didn't have on the coach's version of Madden was wearing masks. That seems to be causing a lot of problems in the NFL right now. Coaches getting fined by a mask. Chucky got fined last week. A couple other coaches, but you said there's something else going on.
This week, Paul Gutierrez reported on ESPN.
Paulie G?
Paulie G.
Oh, boy,
he said, but basically, Darren Waller had a foundation event here in Henderson, Nevada. Look, Henderson, California. Here in Henderson, Nevada.
It's hard to let go of all
things, right? And at this charity event, it was announced that $15,000 fines went out. Waller got fined $30,000. Apparently, Carr was there and he was meeting with fans and kind of taking pictures, and everybody was maskless. And so as a result, I mean, that's a lot of money over the course of the last 2 weeks. You're looking at $300,000.
Wow.
These people have money. It's not a big deal to them. They can afford to pay for that. And look at the NFL. You're forcing them to play. You're forcing them to promote, you know, and they're trying to promote their different ventures.
Right.
And here you go finding them. But it's also the state of Nevada, which does not play. It's not like California.
Don't tolerate
through and get away with shit in the middle of,
the policing.
Nevada's not like that.
Policing is hard on everybody nowadays. So even in the NFL, they're policing like a motherfucker on shit. And sad that they got caught up in that. And of course, the Raiders are going to always be a target of something. So.
But you aren't even playing and you were fined.
I understand. RaiderFanRadio.Vegas, not playing for nothing and getting fined.
This portion of RaiderFanRadio.Vegas is sponsored by Raider Rob's Vegas Street Grill. That's right, the famous Raider Rob's Vegas Street Grill. Their food is grilled with Raider attitude and served with Vegas style. the best tailgate-style grilled foods and sandwiches in Las Vegas. Log on and check out Raider Rob's Vegas Street Grill. Just grill, baby.
Yes, Raider Fan Radio, Vegas. Thank you along the airwaves of YouTube, Anchor, and wherever else you're watching us from. Soon to be on Instagram and a whole bunch of other platforms.
Are we going to be on Instagram?
We are.
Instantly you'll be able to see us. Instantly.
I got a friend that works for a weed dispensary, and it's called Instant Grams.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
That's what's up. That's the type of
That's what we want.
creativity that's blossoming
Yeah.
here in Las Vegas. What you're able to do here. But anyway, we want to thank all our sponsors too. Make sure you check them out at the end of the show on our sponsor board and support them if you can. Again, like and subscribe, RaiderFanRadio.Vegas. Like we said, sorry we were gone for a couple of weeks. We're going to be trying to do the show a lot more regularly. Coming up, we're going to also be doing one of our full shows. So you can really see and have a stretch out and show you how we really get down.
But all you got to
go
do,
a little more in depth.
But all you got to do is go to RaiderFanRadio.Vegas on YouTube, or just Raider Fan Radio on YouTube. What's the name of our YouTube channel?
On YouTube, it is Raider with an R, Fan Radio, and that's our YouTube. And then coming forward with our website, it will be RaiderFanRadio.Vegas.
Right.
So, I know some people have reached out looking for that site.
Right.
It is on its way. It's in its final
We appreciate
touches.
it too. Thank you for sticking with us.
This is like our kind of starting ground.
Yeah,
Right.
Like I said, we're going to stretch out, do our full show, not the 2 hours that we used to do back in
2 hours,
the
oh my
mid-2000s.
God, those were the days.
But just give y'all an idea of what we used to do and how we used to stretch it out and incorporate the entertainment thing, because we are the world's #1 sports entertainment internet radio talk show.
Yeah.
And
Before
then,
there was podcasting.
right, it was Raider
There
Fan
was
Radio.
Raider Fan
And we're also going to go live too for a show before the season's out too. And so that's some things that's coming with Raider Fan
And we'll
Radio.
get back to having guests and all kinds of
Right.
Raider fans. And just,
Right.
it's Vegas, so we'll have all kinds
Right.
of crazy people
Right.
there.
We're going to open it up like the Raiders should open up the offense. Anyway, speaking of that, we're
We're
going to
expand.
this weekend. We will go in Sunday to Kansas City, I believe it is.
Kansas City,
Chiefs
here we
Kingdom.
come.
Yeah, and so much of a shame that the
Hate the
fans
Chiefs.
aren't there. As much as I hate the Chiefs, I just would love to see the atmosphere of the Chiefs as the championship team coming off of their championship this past year, and their fans responding to the Raiders being here now that they're in Las Vegas too,
man.
and just that atmosphere.
The hatred is
that
epic.
arrowhead. It's beautiful. It's been my whole life. I was born to hate the Chiefs and raised to hate
Born
the
to
Chiefs.
hate them. Somebody came down and freaking put pissing on the Raiders and buried it. A Kansas City fan. Remember
When the
that?
stadium was getting
When the
built.
stadium was getting
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
It was a
They
Chiefs fan
buried
working on the
their Chiefs flag,
Right.
and it basically said pissing on the Raiders.
Right.
And buried it. It's somewhere there. That's why we have to stomp that.
It's underneath the stadium like Jimmy Hoffa, the Giants Stadium, allegedly.
Right.
But anyway, going to Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, as we take this tonight, they're playing and beating the Patriots. So, we'll have to deal with that. Tyreek Hill, the running game, they've got the cat with the two names, the defense, Kelsey's still there, offensively when it comes to the tight end. And again, the Raiders can't be predictable. Going to have to come in with a sense of intensity and attitude. And, going to have to come in wanting to fight, because it's going to be a dog fight. Kansas City's an explosive team, well-oiled machine, as they say. And Holmgren's out there just having fun. I mean, they do a lot of combinations offensively. Not
Andy
Holmgren,
Reid.
Andy Reid.
The guy with the face shield.
Yeah.
The walrus-looking dude with the face shield.
Yeah, what the fuck is he hiding from? He ain't hiding from
He's got glasses. He's got the shield.
He's
It's
like,
all plugged
oh,
up. You can write clean me like a windshield.
He ain't running from the kitchen table, I tell you that. That's for damn sure.
As much as I've already praised New England for beating us and the Bills so far today, and this is as tough as it gets. I thought it was really important that we establish something with the Bills and try to win at home and get some kind of foot forward. But, here we are at the Death Star in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
the name of the new stadium. We have our characters like Al Davis. That was reminiscent of Darth Vader. That was one of his aliases.
Yeah.
The Godfather, mob boss style mentality of Al Davis. We have all these Star Wars connotations. Now, as much as I hate to say this is the truth. And it just dawned on me. I already knew this, but it really dawned on me this past couple of games of Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
because I was hoping by now at least somebody would get him. Anybody. I don't care. 32 teams, 31 other teams. Somebody should get Patrick Mahomes. But that dude is a Jedi. He is a Jedi Knight. Youthful Jedi Knight in his prime. He's just getting started. 2 years in the season in this league, and he's got a Super Bowl ring. Super Bowl ring. You know, and he just keeps getting better and better. When you see him, first of all, he makes every kind of throw he can make. He makes the long ball all day long like it's nothing.
Remember that, Raiders?
He flings it like it's nothing. He reminiscent of some of the old Brett Favre's tapes where he's looking this way, throwing this way, fast balls into the end zone, nailing guys on the money. And no matter how much time he's in the pocket running around with the ball in his hand, he could have the biggest, meanest linebacker coming after him or defensive end. Somehow, some way, he's able to get rid of the ball right when the presence of this guy is coming right on him. So this guy, man, has magic powers right now. We got to deal with him for a long time to come because he just signed a extended contract. He's got the highest paid player in the NFL, and that's what we have to contend with. So as far as what the Raiders need to do, all these guys, the next man up, as they say, it's got to be everybody. Because Patrick Mahomes is able to get to every guy on his team.
And just a red flag alert that comes in the form of powder blue and gold. There's a young kid coming up in San Diego named Justin Herbert. Okay, and he had an outstanding game against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. Pushed them to the brink and had them have to come back from a 3-touchdown deficit. Okay, so it's not just getting over Mahomes in the near future. It's also coming behind him, this growing young kid who's already poised, who's already got confidence like Allen, like Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson. These kids ain't bullshit, man. Okay, and then we got this kid out here, Carr, that sits around here with his fumble-fingered ass. Did you see that kid, the 2 fumbles, when he sat out here and, oh my, you can see him flip the ball? Well, it's like, dude, who are you going to flip the ball to? And then the last fumble, when he just got swiped at. Like you slapped some cookies out of your 3-year-old's hand, you know? And he just dropped the ball. He's timid, man. He's scary as fuck. Okay, and that's the main thing going into Kansas City and the rest of our schedule is that you, Derek Carr, man, have got to get you some motherfucking balls, dude. You have got to stop being back there so fucking herky-jerky, so unpredictable in what you're going to do and not showing any confidence, man, that you even believe what the fuck you're doing, that you even believe in the play, that you even believe in your receivers down the field. And it's easy to hand off to Josh Jacobs, but again, how long can we just live off of that? It was great to see you run. There was some flashes of spontaneity, dude, but you have got to get some more motherfucking swag about you. I know you pretend you got swag when you're off the field, you know, but on the field, dude, I have no confidence in you that you're ever going to be a winning quarterback and take me to a fucking Super Bowl, okay? And in the Raider organization, we win rings. It's been since '83, and time's way overdue. And if you're supposed to be the dude, you need to get to it, like, now. Okay, like now, homeboy, because there are young kids, 21, 22, 23, that are passing you by in their first games on the field and after 2 years already, who beat you Sunday. You know, so step up, motherfucker. Okay, really, dude. You got to get some intensity and take charge, man, and be a leader. Okay, because I'm ready for your fucking ass to go. You know, and fuck all you Raider fans with your happy asses sitting around here with that kumbaya bullshit. Okay, we don't do that in the first generation of Raider fans. Okay, we call it out. All right, straight up.
Because the newer generation, they're settlers. They like to just, we'll settle for 3.
Settlers.
And we'll settle for 3. Don't worry about it. It's like, no, this is what the problem is. We score touchdowns. We've done it before. Before our whole receiving core was gutted by Lance Kiffin. We definitely we got the ball downfield, and it's time to get back to that.
We look too much like it's the old adage of we're bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's like we're literally going there.
We have weapons. Jason Witten, when are you going to get the ball to him?
Yeah, well, they finally got a touchdown. They got a touchdown.
But look,
consistently, though. You got to get a rhythm.
Well, look, we have, I mean, as far as confidence in the team of what we have, I know we have a lot of talent. I know we got a lot of coaches. And I think, as you've been talking about this whole entire show today, about attitude adjustment, which is a great title for what it's all about right now, because you got everything. but you have the attitude to go in there and just take it like other teams are doing it right now.
Right.
You can't wait around for something to happen. You have to impose your will.
Right.
Those are the words of Al Davis. We take what we want.
Yeah.
You know, other teams are taking what they want off of our team.
Right.
Not good.
Lame.
Not.
Boo.
Yeah.
We hate that.
So let's step it up against Kansas City, our old rival, over 60 years now that we've been going at it with the Chiefs, world champions, or shall we say NFL champions. And it's going to be a tough game, but the Raiders got to step up. There's still positivity in Las Vegas. The fan base is still with you. And, you know, 2-2, you're 500. So, you know, it's a long season still, barring
That's
any
easy to start slipping.
bullshit, you know, but just stay in the game and just keep pushing. Raider Nation, God bless y'all. Stay in the game, keep pushing, keep believing. It's a new era. Everything's blossoming here in Las Vegas, and the team will catch up because as in Oakland and as in LA for a while, you know what I'm saying? The fans are ready to win, baby.
Yeah.
You know, so
Got a brand new
Just
stadium.
win, baby. Yeah.
Well, on this, thanks again for hanging out with us today with RaiderFanRadio.Vegas. On our way out, we want to make sure you subscribe to Raider Fan Radio on YouTube.
Right, yes.
And on the way out, last final news, my band, Raiderhead, the world's only Raiders tribute band, now in Vegas. We spent many years in Oakland, the Bay Area, 20 years playing out the parking lot, the South Shore parking lot, the Black Hill tailgate party. Now we're in Vegas, and we've released a new song, a new single titled, appropriately so, Viva Las Raiders.
Raiders. Woo!
We'll catch you next time. Later, Raider.
later, Raider.
Later, Raider. Peace.
The views and opinions of RaiderFanRadio.Vegas, RaiderFanRadio.com, and Raider Fan Radio Media are not the views and opinions of the Las Vegas Raiders, Al Davis Football, Inc., or the National Football League. RaiderFanRadio.Vegas is an independent media source.